Good morning. So, this is the first time that I've ever had to, um, okay, maybe not the first time, but maybe the second time, that I've ever had to look at myself and talk to nobody. Um, so what I want to do, or what I wanted to do something for the teenagers, and I was looking at going to the school and see if I could do something like that. But talking in front of that group of people, a huge group of people like that, is um, extremely frightening for anyone. Um, so I thought maybe I'll post a video and see what I can do. So a little background about me. Um, I graduated high school from a alternative school. Um, Made a lot of mistakes in high school, and this is all stuff that I'll go further in detail. Um, but I failed. I did summer school. I did a lot of things the wrong way. Um, I then got married at 18, um, had children with someone that or I shouldn't even say that. I had children before I was ready. Um, I got married, got divorced very young, um, and didn't quite have it all figured out, and got it turned around, and currently accepted and going to be starting a nursing program. Um, but I just want to talk to those to kids and maybe shed some light and give them some hope. So um, everything. I'll start from the beginning. So when I was younger, some events happened. My parents were divorced. Then step my mom and my stepfather, they got divorced, and I just, for whatever reason, ended up being very angry. I was very angry. Um, I didn't like the situation that I had been put in. I didn't want the things that were happening to me to be happening, and instead of trying to be positive and doing positive things, I chose the negative route. Um, I decided to, I went from being a straight A student to failing just about every class that I had. Um, something obviously happened, right? It's not typical that somebody goes from a straight A student to failing. Whose fault is that? Ultimately, it's mine. Um, I decided to quit doing my homework. I decided to stop going to basketball practice. I decided to, um, not pay attention, to sleep in class, to stay up all night doing things that I shouldn't have been doing instead of studying, and um, all these different things. So that started probably about eighth grade when I started to change. Um, then I went into my ninth grade year, and I was really failing. I didn't care. I was angry. I was angry at my parents. I was angry at my family. I was angry at myself. I was angry at friends. I was angry at people that I had grown up with, that when I got to junior high, um, they they didn't talk to me, whether that be the because I didn't have the same money as them, or our parents weren't friends, or whatever the reason was. And I was angry, and instead of being angry and being positive, I was angry, and I was going to show everybody that I didn't care, and that's not, it's not right. That's not the right way to go. um, instead, I started, I think it was as early as ninth grade. I started skipping basketball, and I would go to a friend's house and we would drink. And not drink to the point where we were falling over or nothing like that, but it was just the start of the bad things that I was about to do. Um, so, that those things happened. I would, so obviously I wasn't doing my homework. Um, I would I got caught skipping class, not too much, but a couple of times, and it just led to more and more and more. I had to go to summer school. Um, Summer school, not only does it take away from the fun that you could have been having during the summer, but the kids have to start thinking about what group are you put in. So if you go to summer school because there's extra activities during the summer and you're taking those kinds of things, that's different. But you go to summer school and you're in those classes because you failed. Now, did you fail because you didn't understand the content? Did you fail or did you fail because you just didn't care? And most of the time, you fail because you just don't care. So, you get put into this certain group of people, like it or not. Teachers do it, the principal does it, they all do it. It doesn't matter. But you have to remember that you put yourself there. You put yourself there because you didn't care, because you were mad, because you chose to make these decisions that weren't for your benefit. So it may feel good at the time to show people that you're going to do what you want to do no matter what they say and how they say it and so on and so forth. But in the end, you will suffer. You will suffer academically, you will suffer financially, just all around, you will suffer. So I would go to summer school, and the teachers, the aides, I guess you can say, we were all the bad kids. We were a group of bad kids that were in school that just didn't care, and we got treated differently, and we got watched differently, and we didn't get the same attention as others did, and so on and so forth. Now, you do have your few teachers that know that no one understands struggling kids, but not all of them do, and not all of them care. So it's a shame on them for not understanding that each kid has different circumstances and doesn't come from a Brady Bunch family. We don't, all of us. So I got maybe called out more, but again, I got called out more because of my behavior, whether that be because I was mad, or who I was mad at, or who did what, or whatever the reason was. It was my choice to respond to those situations the way I did. So I did that up until 10th grade. No, 11th grade. So I continued to fail. I had some really good teachers, some really excellent teachers, but I didn't care. I was still so mad. I had sex for the first time at a really young age, with somebody that was much older than I was, and I didn't understand the consequences to that, and clearly that person didn't either. So I kept, I got into a long-term relationship in 9th grade. We both there made some mistakes, and I think we learned from it, and we moved forward from it. And that's kind of the whole purpose of this, you guys. I want you to understand that the mistakes you make aren't the end, but the sooner that you can get them turned around, the easier it is to get them turned around. So I took that long-term relationship that I had, and we both kind of just tore each other apart. I left, and I then decided that I was going to date somebody that was, on the same path of destruction that I was. So that didn't last. I remember sitting, I don't even know. I remember sitting thinking to myself one day, what am I going to do when I've got nothing? When I have to take care of myself, and I don't have a job, and I don't have any degree, and I don't have anything. I don't have a leg to stand on. I don't, I have nothing. I'm not capable of taking care of myself. So I can't even tell you why. I don't know why I started thinking that way. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. But I just started thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do when high school is over? When there's nobody required to take care of myself but me. So, I got into a CNA program. I had to write an essay. I can't even remember what that essay was about, but I had to write an essay in order to get accepted into this CNA program so that, I had something. I had to have something to do. And I wasn't a student with a great grade point average either, so I really had to work hard and do this essay so that I would get this scholarship to take this class that I would have never been able to afford, and have it paid for me. So I did that. I had to do a phone interview, and I got accepted. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but it did. So then I did that. I started working as a CNA when I was still in high school.